A way to celebrate an important milestone of an impactful pursuit is through food. The Charlotte Mecklenburg Dream Center celebrating 10 years of engaging with underserved communities throughout the Charlotte area. Joining us this morning, the founder of the Dream Center, Chef Jim Noble. Jim, it's a pleasure to have you here. Good morning.
I'm grateful you guys asked us to come and share from my heart a little bit. It's an honor to be here. Thank you.
We're going to talk about Dream Week, what that means, how people can get involved here in just a second. I want to rewind a little bit because people, if you don't know Jim, you at least know some of his restaurants around the Queen City. What are some of the restaurants you've been involved with, Jim?
Noble Smoke, Rooster's Wood-Fired Kitchen, Bossy Beulah's Chicken Shack, King's Kitchen.
King's Kitchen, yeah.
The Jimmy.
Yeah.
And Copan, which is our bakery and a retail store, and Phil P., our catering company.
Now listen, Jim, what I love about you is we have the same connection when it comes to food. Everyone that watches the show knows that I have a heart for food, but I have a bigger heart for people, and that's where you have been trying to connect with people for years, using your gift of running restaurants and serving people, but serving the whole person, right? Not just filling their belly, but trying to fill their soul. Why this connection? What was the need that you found really back in '98, Jim?
Well, I didn't always start it to be that way. Before I got in the restaurant business, I was in the bar business. So my life kind of changed. My wife and I, we had a sort of a life change in around 93, 94. And our restaurant started partnering with our ministries to work together. But we started a ministry in 98 really as a radio teaching ministry. And the restaurants could work together with the ministry and help feed the poor. We did Thanksgiving the first time in High Point. Then when the Katrina victims came to town, we were able to go to our database and talk to people, say, help us do this. We're Noble Food and Pursuits, and we could raise money through the ministry to provide food and labor to meet the needs of folks in the community.
Jim, you've got the King's Kitchen, which is not just a restaurant that a lot of people have eaten at, fantastic food, but again, it's this heart for other people. So it's an uptown, a nonprofit restaurant. You're kind of taking these purpose to feed people to a higher level. Why are people's souls, right? Because that's really what you're trying to feed, is the soul of the person. Why are you trying to do that and not just give them food and then walk out the door?
Well, ministry and restaurant really parallel each other. You're feeding, either feeding them physically or spiritually. And particularly for those that we outreach to, they've really given up on life. They have no hope. And through what we learned through our personal experiences, there is hope out there in the kingdom. And King's Kitchen has two main purposes. One, to raise money through solicitations and profits to feed the poor. Secondly, we do a job training discipleship program, which helps people get back on their feet again.
I'm looking at some of these videos here, some of the Bible study you've done with folks around our area. I heard yesterday, and this blows my mind, all right? So here we are coming off elections, Jim. We've got a lot of people that couldn't be more divided than we are right now. We almost don't want to talk to people that are different than us. You were told years ago by CMPD, there are certain areas of this city we do not recommend that you go to, Jim, and start your ministry. You sort of took that as a challenge going, you know what? That's exactly where I need to be.
We were right around 28206, which is north of downtown. It's supposed to be one of the toughest neighborhoods in the country, number 11 out of 25. And we ran around, the captain said, show us the place we can go to start doing outreach to reach these neighborhoods. We're just going to knock on doors and help people. We're not carrying tracts, we're not going to do anything. We're just saying we're here to help. They showed us about 3 or 4 places in 28206. I said, is this the worst place you got? And they said, well, I'll show you a couple more, but whatever you do, don't go to J.T. Williams. And I looked at my buddy, I said, we're going to J.T. Williams. And so we ended up going to J.T. Williams, and people in that neighborhood had not talked to each other in 20 years. And now there's a community that comes back together, and just through outreaching. We did everything out of King's Kitchen. We had no Dream Center. We had no church. We did everything out of there. And that was our home base, but we would go into, now we're in 3 different neighborhoods, plus uptown. We've been uptown on Friday nights, every Friday night for 12 years, going out and taking our world famous Charlotte Mecklenburg Dream Center chili cheese dogs. Food is a way to open someone up to be able to reach to them and say, hey, there's a better way.
You know what? You're so right about that. First of all, I still can't wrap my head around that you took that challenge of that's exactly where we need to be. People not talking for 20 years. Did you hear that? People not even talking to neighbors, and you guys were able to break that ice and kind of sort of melt the hardening, you know, the hardening of hearts there and through food. I want to fast forward to get to where we are today, because 10 years now, you guys started the Dream Center, a way to help people get back into life. You guys are helping the poor, the troubled youth, rehab graduates, those that are unemployed. We're looking at some video here. What I love about this is you keep using the word, especially online, restoration. Why do people, like, we all want or deserve a second chance, right?
Yeah, and we could probably really share that thought in these last few days when it seems to be so divisive, because we need to give people second chances. And my goodness, somebody gave me many second chances, and I see people that are going through tough things in life, and I know there's a better way. They've usually given up. They have no hope. One scripture in Proverbs says, hope deferred makes the heart sick. And Bible hope is a joyful, intense expectation of good. They have no expectation of good, but I say, hey, there is something better than that. A homeless person doesn't need a home. A hungry person needs food. They need radical life change, a heart change to know that someone cares about them.
We've talked about this on the show. You know, there's math that they figured out how many seconds you can survive without food, how many seconds without water, without air, and the number continues to go down. And then you get down to the very end, how many seconds can you live without hope? Literally 1 second without hope. And these people for years have been living that way. And so here we are, we're wrapping up. This is Dream Week, which is why we wanted you here, Jim, to talk about where you've been in 10 years. But over the next couple of days, you're taking all of your Noble Food and Pursuits restaurants. People can go in, and you guys have had some backers that say, hey, we're going to match donations. You're trying to reach, the next big step for you guys is having this huge plot of land where you can continue to help people in Charlotte, but to get to 10 million meals to feed people in our area. So what can we do? Like, how can we help partner to help these people in need, our neighbors?
Well, I'm going to say this. Since the time we started in 2001, we figured we did about 1 million meals. And now we'll start a campaign next week that'll continue on. You can come in the restaurant anytime and make a donation. It's going to be called 10 million to go. We want 10 million more meals. In Charlotte Mecklenburg area, 10 to 15% live in food insufficiency. When you look at that's like 250,000 people live in food insufficiency, and we want to do something to help them. And maybe Matt and everyone doesn't agree with our biblical thoughts, but everybody does care about people and making sure they're fed. And that's one thing that we've always done, and one thing we'll continue to do is help meet the needs of people who are hungry. And if you and I, we both like food, right?
Oh yeah.
What was it like if you couldn't do that? What did we get to enjoy so much that we'd love to share? And when we do meals, we don't give them soup kitchen food. We give them whatever we serve in the restaurant. That's where we pull our food from to do it. And I say, if it's not, you wouldn't give us to your mom, don't give us to the folks.
Oh my gosh.
We're reaching out to.
I've said that to my girls. Like, if you wouldn't say this or post this in front of your mom or grandmother, then don't do it. I love that saying. Before we wrap up here, Jim, is there one specific connection maybe over the years where you had someone that was struggling and really almost gave up, or life gave up on them, and through this connection with the heart, they really have turned around and been transformed now into a leader giving back?
We probably employed, from the folks that we reach out to, over 60 since that time. And when we do this land with housing for 200 or 300, we'll be able to reach more people. But the best story I've got is a guy, we didn't know about it. We got a letter from a lady in Tennessee. She said, I want to tell you about my son. He was homeless and gone forever. He moved back home. He says, and she asked him what happened. He says, I was going to the church there, and at King's Kitchen, Pastor Nope was my pastor, and he went home, made back up with this family, passed away, but she wanted us to know. I didn't remember him, because there's so many people we see, but it radically changed his life. He went back home, got his life right with his family, and then passed away. And she was grateful to us, and we had no idea what impact we were making. So.
See, and those are the things you may not know in your own lifetime, the impact you make on other people. First of all, thank you for serving people in our community.
Absolutely.
Literally, not just on a plate. You're feeding their soul, and thank you for that. Again, Dream Week is going to continue here throughout this week, but again, anytime you want to be a part of that, we're going to have more on the Charlotte Mecklenburg Dream Center, so that you can, if you want to participate, if you want to donate, volunteer, help other people. It will take you out of this uncomfortableness that you're in right now, maybe because of the elections or wherever you are in life. And thank you, right? You can use your time, your resources, your facilities to help other people. So thanks for sharing your story,
It's my
Jim.
pleasure. Thanks for having me.